Kathy Lindsay coming at you from Earlington Elementary School. We're here in Earlington, Kentucky. We've had the Around 10 team come down, and we brought a van full of supplies down for these folks because there's a lot going on here that we want to talk about. So with us, we've got Scott Moore, and he works here at Earlington Elementary School, and he's helping at this center here that's for volunteers that have been bringing stuff and for the folks in this area who are in need of these items. So let's get right to it. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good, and we're happy to be here because there's a lot happening. So I want to talk about exactly what's going on here and how Earlington Elementary came to be this hub of activity.
We started with just our students, but from there we branched out. We were told by other people we're going to become a hub. We were slightly a mini distribution center at that time, so we were still assisting our families directly and becoming a hub for all the donations. And then we had actually people that are coming to shop here for what they need.
Okay, well, you talk about the kind of stuff that you've had donated here. What are we seeing here? What are people bringing?
Initially, it was a lot of clothing, and we have a lot of that going on here in the gym. So if you hear that, that's what's happening behind the scenes. Clothing, sorting, but then we started getting, your things that you think of: canned goods, dry goods, health and beauty supplies, cleaning supplies. We're standing here by mounds of toilet tissue and toilet paper, but mostly we got a lot of clothes initially. Now we got other people bringing us things we actually need for people to actually start going back to their houses, covering them up since the rains are coming.
You talked about the people just that were affected that were in the school, but where are other people coming from that need these supplies?
Well, with Earlington, we became this hub, and we have all these satellites, with us being the main hub at that point, and that's changed as of yesterday. But people that we're servicing is little satellites: St. Charles, Nebo, Charleston, Nortonville, and even Morton's Gap, the tornado came between us and them. Those are the people that are coming, and we fill those orders just like you would on Walmart. They text them in, we fill them, we let them know it's ready for pickup, and they send a truck. Outside of that, like I said, the shoppers are coming in as well. And now, since we're in the mini distribution, we have a distribution center set up by economic people in the city of Madisonville, work together with Bill Rudd to get these buildings, and they're sending all the major supplies there, and they're replenishing us as needed.
Oh, wow. So volunteers, let's talk about them. Tell me a little bit about the volunteers that you all have had here since the weekend.
Well, it's absolutely unbelievable. When things happen, people come together, and when you hear about that, you don't really know about it till you see it in person. One of the first people here was a guy named Daryl, all the way from New York. Came straight down. He was here first thing. He was here Monday morning at 6 a.m. After that, we had another crew that came in, a man and woman named Ed and Tori, all the way from New Jersey. Today, we had firefighters that showed up from Lagodi, Illinois. We've had people from Cincinnati, people from our surrounding communities. Our teachers from all the other schools have come here. The baseball teams, the football teams, the softball teams, the dance teams, they're here. They're, young backs, young legs, young arms is what I say. So we've seen all that. And sometimes it's just a family member says, hey, I have people that are impacted. What can I do? And we have a lot of that as well.
Well, now that you say that, you're talking about all the volunteers and how you can come here and volunteer, but we're going to have a lot of viewers from the Frankfort area that want to do something to help. Absolutely. What is something that they can do?
I think it's two places that you can go to, either here to come and volunteer direct because we are the mini hub, but the one that's located in the old Staples building in Madisonville on Madison Square that's where the main hub is going. They are looking for crews. I know that Matt Sanderson, our county sheriff, put out today that if you can come down, you have chainsaws, you're here for cleanup, just drive, find people, because it's hard to coordinate these people. Some people still do not have electricity or cell service. They don't have their cell phone, so they don't have that communication. So it's more like if you feel like you want to come down, bring a crew with you, and they'll plug you in somewhere.
In addition to coming down here yourself, you can check out the different funds that have been set up, particularly by Governor Beshear's office. I know there's many churches, other schools and organizations who have set up funds that if you can't come here yourself, or if you're not the type of person who can build things or help run a chainsaw, then any of your donations are going to help in this effort, and these people need it. And we talk about neighbors helping neighbors, and that's what we're here for. So, thank you for talking to us.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's Kathy again, and I'm here with Ronna Kamar, and she's from feedlouisville.org. And when we got to Earlington Elementary School, we looked over here and we saw a food truck from Kentucky State University, and we're like, hey, we know Kentucky State University. So we had to come over here and check out what's going on. So we met with Ronna here, and she's going to fill us in on what they're doing here.
So we are, our organization is a network of chefs and restaurants. We're partnered with a street outreach team in Louisville, and we feed the houseless community in Louisville every day. We do about 500 hot meals. We have restaurant partners who cook for us, and then we have a team of chefs we run in our own kitchen. So when we heard about the disaster, we said, about the tornadoes and everything, we said this is the work we do every day. We are set up to do it. We have teams and resources, so we wanted to come down and help.
How did you end up with a trailer from Kentucky State University?
So I have very well connected with the Kentucky Department of Ag and local farmers in around the state.
Yeah.
And I called up my friend Tony Silvernail and said, "Hey, remember that truck we used for events? Is that available?" So he called Kentucky State University, and they said absolutely. They had been wanting to do something to help with the disaster, and they called the Kentucky Department of Ag. This truck is being loaned to us as a partnership between Kentucky Department of Ag and KSU, and they transported it down here for us. They also loaned us a cooling box, which was desperately needed. So we are very appreciative. We couldn't have done this work without them.
I see. So you're here to serve meals to people who need them. Is that right?
Yes, we're here to cook and feed people. That's what we do every day.
Well, I know the people here sure do appreciate that, and it's people like you, organizations like feedlouisville.org, Kentucky Department of Education, Kentucky State University, working together to help our communities all throughout the Commonwealth. So we appreciate you, Ronna, for doing this and for talking to us, taking the time, because you're really busy. Hi, it's Kathy Lindsay, and I'm here in Princeton at the Princeton Electric Plant Board, and I am with Chris Burton, who is, I think, running things around here. This is where our electric crew from the Frankfort Plant Board has come to help restore power in a community that was hit by the deadly tornadoes back over the weekend. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris for a minute and talk about kind of the timeline of what happened here and how much damage they suffered, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Frankfort Plant Board's role in helping to restore power here.
Of course, we knew that Friday was going to be a pretty serious weather day. We was watching it, on the local news, and we had seen that it had hit Mayfield and that it was in a direct path towards Princeton, and they had said how many miles it had been on the ground, and it wasn't looking good. My family, we had went to my friend's house to get in their basement, and the lights went out, and my phone began to ring and said that a tornado had hit Princeton, and it had hit the country club really hard. And I live in the next subdivision next to the country club, and when I realized that we was safe, I left my family there, and I got in a truck and I come to town, and the destruction was just unbelievable when we got there. Our crews, we probably spent the first 3 hours just going from house to house helping pull people out of the houses. We literally loaded one gentleman up in my truck, and I took him to the hospital. It was just unreal, the destruction that was caused from this tornado.
Now, as an employee of the Electric Plant Board here, you have a responsibility to, because the power's going to go out in something like this. But also, just as a resident here, you have, personal, investments here in this community. Your house is here. How do you focus on the job at hand while also worrying about your family, your home, which you had your home was affected by this as well?
It was. Main thing is we all lived. Houses are just brick mortar. We can put them things back. But me and one of my co-workers here, he got his family in a safe place. Mine was in a safe place, and we went to work. We really haven't worried about our house. As linemen, your stuff comes last. We've got to get the grid back up. We had to get the hospital up. We had to get the roads cleared to get the ambulances through, to get to the people, and that was our first mission, was to get people out of the rubble, get them to the hospital, and then get that road opened up.
I know your guys have been pretty busy too, alongside all of the others that have come in to help. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your crew?
Yeah, our crew they've just can't imagine the hard work they've put in, and the guys that work here have just done an excellent job. Everybody's jumped in the morning and, where we going, what we doing, and just give 110%.
So when there is something this catastrophic and you know that it's not something that you all can do by yourselves.
Oh, no.
So then what's the process of that to get people here to help you, like from the Frankfort Plant Board?
We use mutual aid, and mutual aid is a great tool because we have to rely on each other. A lot of the contractors work for the big co-ops and the IOUs, and as municipalities, we don't have the contract help that a lot of these other companies do. So we rely on each other, and I reached out to Scott Hudson with Frankfort EPB, and help was coming, and these guys have been, I can't say enough about the help that I've had. Some of the toughest guys I've ever been around. I mean, for the damage that we have sustained from late Friday night to Wednesday morning, everybody's power was on that could accept power, that their house wasn't damaged to the point that we couldn't run electricity to it. They was back home. But you can't imagine how this community has come together, and just neighbors helping neighbors and letting people move in with each other. I mean, if you want your country to come together, it's going to take a storm or a war. And this storm, it brought it together around here. I can tell you that.
Well, again, we appreciate everything that you've done for our linemen while they're here. I know I had a chance to talk to them before they came on the road to come here. They consider it an honor to do work like this, and they talk about how being a lineman's part of a brotherhood, and that it's an honor to work side by side with other linemen when you're trying to get stuff like this done.
And these guys have stepped up to the plate. They've done it, and I'm speechless, and just I don't know. I can't say thank you enough to y'all's community, Frankfort, for sending them, the people getting behind us. It's just been a good feeling to have so much destruction, and we're still happy, We're just fire zone, and things are getting taken care of, and that's our job.
Well, that's why we love our municipal utilities. They understand the importance of our role in our community. So we thank you, Chris, and we wish the best for you personally with your home and your family, and then for the community of Princeton. And we're honored to help you also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Kathy, and I'm here in Princeton. We're here with Michael Aldridge, who is from the Frankfort Plant Board, and he's the foreman here with our crew that is working to help restore power to this community. And we are so proud of our linemen and this crew for helping in this way. And so we wanted to talk to Mike a little bit. They're busy working back here, but we were able to drag him away for just to give our community at home an idea of what they've been doing the past several days since they've come down to Princeton. So I'm going to ask a few questions. Hey, Mike, thanks for taking the time, because I know y'all are so busy.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how y'all got the call when you came out on Saturday, kind of when you jumped in, and what have y'all been doing?
Saturday morning, we're at home waiting. We had some damage at home. Some of the guys were out working, and some of us weren't. They called a group and said, do you want to go down? And obviously everybody was like, they were gung-ho. Let's go. Let's do it. We're ready to go. So we packed up and met at the shop. Everybody loaded up what tools we could, and we headed down this way and got here.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about, because you're here to help the Princeton Electric Plant Board, and there's other linemen here from other municipal utilities. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the importance of mutual aid, and you've talked about the linemen's being a brotherhood.
Everybody that's here is here for the same reason, to get everybody's power back on and to do it as quickly as we can. We had some guys the other day. He was a new guy. He apologized to us because we were all stringing the wire together, and he was like, I'm sorry, I'm slow, I'm learning, and it's like everybody's, this is where you learn at. Yeah. This is when you show your skills, and it's everybody's watching out for everybody. There is no ego, nobody's better than anybody. Everybody's here to do a job and get it done.
That's right. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the damage that you've seen since you've been here in Princeton. And I know that when you're out working on the job, you probably have run into people whose homes have been affected, and then the kind of reception you get from them.
Oh yeah, we've met a couple of people that talk about how they were here, they were at home, the house blew away from them, they have no idea how they survived. I mean, it's truly a miracle that nobody died. I mean, there were several people that went to the hospital. One of the gentlemen up here had a hole in his back. Bricks had beat him up really bad. His neighbor run over to help him. His house had got blown away. Other people talk about how they were in their basement. They heard a loud noise, sounded like an air conditioner was going off, but when they come upstairs, their house was completely gone. It's crazy. We've worked hurricanes before, and this damage is twice of what hurricanes are. It's crazy. Hurricanes kind of blow, like I said earlier, they blow above the ground. This one blow dirt deep. It just took everything.
Well, Mike, again, we sure are proud of you guys. And not that we're trying to toot any horns or anything, but it's a pride thing for us, and we're happy that you can represent our community in a place like this that really needs help so badly. We've been encouraging our viewers that, you see what's going on here. If there's anything you can do to help, again, we've been talking about donations you can make. If you don't want to put together a list of stuff and go shopping, Governor Beshear has set up a disaster relief fund for Western Kentucky. Feel free to donate to that, and they're going to make sure that those contributions go to the places that need them most. So again, thank you, Mike. Thank you, your crew. We just think y'all are awesome. And
Just doing our job.
I know that, and that's what makes you all great. So thank you so much, and we'll let you get back to work, and y'all be safe, okay? Thank you.